One story that is continuing to alarm citizens around the country, the mysterious appearance, get this, pile of bricks literally being stationed near the sites where these protests and riots ultimately become. They're staging it. Joining us now to report on that disturbing story, he's in our West Coast Bureau tonight, our chief breaking news correspondent, Trace Gallagher. So they're literally staging weapons that they're going to use that evening to throw the bricks at the cops, Trace? Is that how we interpret that? Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's the belief, Sean. I mean, you have these piles of bricks and rocks showing up, as you said, near the various protest sites in cities like New York, Kansas City, Dallas, Fayetteville, North Carolina, and none of the sites are near construction areas, leaving many to assume the bricks were planted by outside agitators specifically to stir up trouble. In fact, the New York Police Department says it has evidence that anarchist groups were pushing the protest toward violence and vandalism. Federal law enforcement officials say the violence points to far-left groups like Antifa. Others say far-right groups might also be involved. And many of the looters don't need to be supplied with bricks and rocks because they show up with their own tools in hand, well prepared to destroy property. Police in Minneapolis also found caches of stolen vehicles and incendiary devices in areas where numerous fires have broken out. And in Baltimore, there's evidence of double danger. Police have been sweeping the downtown area after, get this, finding both bricks and bottles with potential accelerants already inside them.
Police are calling last night's protest unlawful. You can see in this video from last night, a patrol car caught fire and officers used tear gas to try and break up the crowds. Kansas City police say they're aware of people stashing bricks and rocks around the plaza area to use during today's protest.
We have located some bricks that have been left in a couple of areas. We're going to do our best to get those picked up and moved so that they're not used. I don't know who would have put them there. I don't think that they're doing any type of construction or anything like that. I sense that they're probably there for nefarious use.
Anytime you see a protest today,
this right here,
yeah,
they put them there. This the setup.
They put them there on purpose,
y'all know
bro.
Where we at.
They gonna set them on right up on the route.
Y'all know what building this is right here. I ain't even gonna say what name it is.
Hey, where do them bricks go to? Where do them bricks go to? Where do them bricks go to?
We gotta do better.
Ain't no damn construction.
Gotta do better.
Ain't no damn construction around here.
I see.
Ain't no damn construction around here. You just gonna set a pallet of bricks right there. Oh, okay.
Listen, I did jury duty 3 months ago. Y'all don't keep no bricks right there. Do better.
Bruh, you got them bricks, bruh. We are protesting. Shit crazy. Some random ass bricks, bro. Ain't no construction. Ain't no construction, bro.
Some of those lines, he says, were scripted by this guy. Recent UCLA graduate Adam Swart and his business Crowds on Demand, which will stage rallies and demonstrations for almost any candidate or cause.
And it just happens again and again and again. If you look back at what was actually going on during these horrible riots, it turns out they look just as provocateur and agitated as the ones we're seeing today. So this is back in '66, which is the summer before the Detroit riots, because they had riots during the summers. National Guard was getting called out in '66. This is July '66, and they were given shoot-to-kill orders in some cities, like in Chicago. It was that bad. And there was a huge riot in Cleveland also, where they had to call out the Guard. And towards the end of that month, after all these riots happened, you had a Democratic senator come out from Ohio and say the House added a special clause into the Civil Rights Bill that would make it a federal crime to cross state lines and take part in or start a riot. Because that's what was happening. People, the same kind of thing you see today was happening back then. Not even a week after that, a grand jury came out and said the Cleveland riots were actually a conspiracy involving communists and professional agitators.
People work too hard, too hard. You ain't gonna do it in front of me.
This is not a black woman who's put in Black Lives Matter. I just want you to know that when, right, but y'all doing that for us and we ain't asked you to do that. Listen, don't spray stuff on here when they gonna blame black people for this and black people didn't do it. Don't push the game. Stop.
doesn't matter. Because listen, no.
They only do that shit.
No, but when you do that,